Welcome back to Don't Mind If We Do. We've got Michele, we've got Chelsea, and we have a guest, Carmel. Hi.
Hi, Carmel.
Hi, Carmel. Welcome. And thanks, everyone, for listening. This is our little mini-series about supporting local businesses that are run by women, and we are just here to promote. We want everyone to learn about all these amazing businesses that are in the city, and we're excited to help share the word, spread the word. Share the word.
Like I've said before, it's we get to meet so many awesome people in different parts of our lives, and so we thought let's introduce all these people to other people because we like them.
Yeah.
And the ironic thing today is this was one of your guests, and she walked through the door, and we happened to know each other.
And you've
from
known
a
each other
previous
longer,
life.
longer than I've known her. So that's even better. Yes. So before we get into all that, we have to sample our drink. So today we have something that sounds delicious. The bottle's really pretty. It is called Scenic Road Cider, and it is the Winter Spice. I picked it up because we are still in winter.
We are still in winter.
Even though it's sunny outside. It's still winter. So, it smells good.
Speaking of winter, I saw on the internet the other day that Newfoundland was warmer than Florida.
What?
It was like 4
weird.
degrees somewhere in Florida and 7 degrees in Newfoundland. So,
Really?
so much
Wow.
for taking those vacations on the East Coast.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh, that was a good glug.
glugs. One for you.
We'll hand one to our guest first.
You
There
do
you
that
are.
because I can't reach.
Kind of curious what winter spice tastes
Thank you.
like.
Have you had a winter spice cider before? Like any
No.
wintry,
No.
it's like nutmeggy, cinnamon. It's so good.
It's like
I love
a
ciders.
warm Christmas hug in a cup.
Right? That's like Olaf. It's a warm Christmas hug. What does it say? Using seasonal ingredients made in small batches. That's really the only description.
And
So
who
we can
makes
describe it
this?
ourselves. Scenic Road Cider.
Scenic
and
Road
this
Cider.
is Okanagan.
All right.
Kelowna. Yep.
Kelowna. Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Here we go.
Cheers.
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 It's a bit warm. Sorry about that. But it's yummy.
It's nice.
That is nice.
That is very nice.
Yeah.
Could use an ice cube, but
Well, it's a little on the
it's a bit room temperature.
There you go. The tepid side.
It's not ice cold for winter, but that's yummy.
It is yummy.
But it is very nice even at this temperature. I bet you it would be really nice if it was cold.
It would be even better. We're drinking out of little, whatever they're, Dixie cups.
Little like mouthwash.
Yeah, they're mouthwash dentist cups.
I was going to say.
Or Jell-O shot cups,
Yeah.
which is what they have been used for and what they were purchased for.
Okay. So we're doing shots of cider
Shots
today.
of cider. Shots of warm cider.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Almost 5 o'clock
Maybe.
here.
It is almost 5 o'clock somewhere, for sure.
Very nice.
Okay, so today we can have 3 stars, 1 each. What do you rate it out of 1? You can go all the way from 0 to 1.
Ooh. Hang on. I thought you said 3, so I can...
We each have a star.
Oh,
So
okay.
you
So
can
it's
Don't
either-
worry. I screwed
Yeah.
this up the first time we did it
I
too.
just like to make it more complicated.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's either 0 stars or 1 star?
Or
Like I
in
either liked
between.
it or I
or
didn't?
anything in between.
She gave 1 a 0.35.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
did.
Or was it
I did.
0.38?
0.35.
Oh, it was
that was
fine,
the
okay.
that was the other one.
Okay.
well, I enjoyed it. I'd give that a full star.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I also give it a full star.
Ooh, me too. That's a 3-star drink
out of
right
3.
there.
All right.
Cheers to
Cheers
that.
to that.
I'd give it an extra star if there was an ice cube in it, but
Me too.
it's almost 5 stars
And
if
now
it
I
was
have
cold.
to go find it.
Right? It was, where did I get this one? Cascadia liquor store. We have sampled some Scenic Road ones before. I can't even remember if they were good or not. I'm sure they were. But this one's delicious.
Very nice.
I have to watch the dog doesn't pee on the floor.
See, she's lost interest in me.
She has, yeah.
'Cause you don't
My
have
dog
any more
loves
treats.
Michele. Michele brings treats,
But I'm all out now.
but she's out, so the dog is sniffing
That's it.
around. Okay. Okay. So we're done with our drinks, but we're going to keep drinking them because they're delicious. So we're done talking about it. So let's move on to our guest, our lovely guest. So Carmel is with Michele. Do you want to introduce her business?
She is with Speak Now Life Coaching. And I don't know, should I say where I know you from before that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it was a
start
nice
there.
surprise when I walked in the door because
Yeah.
Chelsea said, "Hey, come by for this podcast," and she didn't tell me that you were going to be here.
By the way, there will be a complete stranger there. And yeah, we know each other from almost a decade ago.
nice.
Carmel worked at The Lookout, which is the Navy's newspaper, when I was in the Navy. And we have met several times in the past. So
Yeah.
this was just such a nice surprise.
It's so funny, and
funny.
it feels like a lifetime ago.
I know.
Old friends reuniting. That's
Yeah.
also what we do here on Don't Mind If We Do. We bring friends together.
Don't mind if we do.
Don't mind if we do.
And so fortunate that we're two people who met in the past and actually liked each other.
Exactly.
Because that could have gone
the other
way
way.
different.
Oh.
Oh, I know her. Very true. That could have gone different.
So tell us about Speak Now Life Coaching.
Yeah. So, Speak Now Life Coaching, I like to call myself a gremlin tamer.
I love it.
So the name of this episode is now going to be
Gremlin Tamers.
Gremlin
Gremlin Tamer.
Gremlin tamer.
Trailer. No, Tamer.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll write that down.
yeah, write that down.
Yeah.
Thanks,
and-
Michelle.
Now I have 2 notes.
And the reason for that title is just that what I focus on is helping people tame the mental gremlins that they have in their head. They're the gremlins of perfectionism, of, pleasing other people, of, checking everything not once, not twice, but 50 times. Any of this sound familiar?
Not to me, but definitely Michelle's
My hand
raising
is
her
up.
hand.
So, yeah, and so you were surrounded by military people in the past. I'm totally shocked that this would be something you'd have some experience in.
Yeah. So I'm just getting another drink.
Yeah, we're just topping up because the Dixie
topping
cups
up.
don't hold a lot.
Oh my
They're
God, don't.
Very small.
That was very, very slick, Chelsea. I didn't even see you do that. I looked down and it was full again. So
It's a magic Dixie
She's
cup.
sneaky like that.
Sneaky, yep.
Yeah, so I basically help people tame those mental gremlins, get them in check. First of all, realize that they're there, because many people don't even notice that they're there. So have the awareness, and then really see how they're potentially helping and also how they're potentially hindering, what you want in life. And from there, we're able to set a new direction. Once you're aware of them, you can kind of go, I see you, and I can see how you're not really going to help me in this situation. Like, I'll take the 5% of what you have to say that's valuable for me, and I'm going to tap into this other wiser knowing power that I have, right? That wise inner knowing that when you just kind of sit there, you take a breath, you clear your mind, and you can go, oh, that's the answer. That's what I need to do. And I actually had this really beautiful experience recently. I've been reading, and I know I'm late to the game, Eat, Pray, Love. And that might be my phone
Is that
that's
yours?
buzzing.
Like,
I'm
is
so
that my
sorry.
phone that's buzzing? Who's taking a phone call right now?
I'm not taking your phone call, and I'm putting it on the floor. So
Take it. Let's answer it right now. We'll all just listen.
Oh,
That'll be
sure.
fun.
Notifications. But yeah, so I'm reading Eat, Pray, Love, and I know that I'm really, really late to the game. It was published back in 2006.
book is way better than a movie. Just going to put it
I
out
also
there.
didn't even know it was a book. I've only seen the movie.
No,
So.
you should read the book. The book is excellent.
Yes.
Anyways, and so I'm reading this one passage. It's very close to the start of the book. And she's talking about crying on the bathroom floor. She wants to get divorced. She doesn't know what to do. She's kind of feels trapped in a life that she doesn't want. And she suddenly just stops and says, what do I do? And all of a sudden, this voice comes to her. And I kind of wish I had the book, because she so perfectly describes that wise inner voice that can give you the message when you surrender and you stop trying so hard to figure things out. And that's that wise inner voice that when we get past all of those mental gremlins, that we can start listening to that wiser part of ourselves and making decisions that excite us, that might feel a little bit risky, that make us happy, that improve our relationships. Like, there's just so many
All the
benefits.
good stuff.
Yeah, that's where all the good stuff is.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how long have you been
amazing.
doing this?
A couple of years now. Yeah, I actually, when you met me, I was a graphic designer. And when I quit working at the Lookout, I opened my own graphic design business. And then I decided, you know what? I'm not passionate about this. And I actually ended up hiring a coach of my own. And actually, in reverse, I wanted to quit my job, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I hired a coach. She helped me start a business. And then I hit a point where I was like, graphic design is fun and everything, but it's just not what I'm passionate about. What I'm reading all the time is personal growth books. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, aha, I think there's something here.
Yes. Yeah, I can totally relate. And I guess to a certain extent, understand the power that a coach has. So I have a friend a few friends that are doing the executive coaching program at Royal Roads right now. Because we had done a values-based leadership program together. They're carrying on to finish the Masters of Arts in Leadership. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to do the whole thing yet or not. But so one of my former classmates is doing the executive coaching, and part of their program is they have to coach people for X number of hours over the course of the program that they're doing.
Yes.
And so I was like, sure, you can coach me. Like, I'm here. I just retired from the Navy. I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. I think that I do, but I'm not really sure. And it's just, and you said this to us before we started, which was that people think that a coach is someone who is a therapist who's like going to tell you how to fix things and all that. But it's that helping the person discover something, like asking the right questions about, why do you feel a certain way about something, or what would this look like? And it makes you sit back and then you go, hadn't thought of that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty special.
Yeah, it is pretty special, and it is very different from counseling or therapy, which really focuses on the past and the pain that you've experienced and kind of helps you root that out and process it, whereas coaching is really focused on the present and the future. The big question in coaching is, what do you want? And what do you need to do to get it? And I did a training recently where she just broke down so clearly where you want to stay in the coaching process. And it's, you want to tap into people's resourcely past, right? What they've been able to do in their past that they can bring into the present and the future, and the desired future that they want. And if you can keep people in that area, magic happens.
Yeah. Brilliant. Oh, God. Whenever someone asks me, what do I want? I'm like, that's what I'm still trying to figure out.
Well, and there's a lot of tools to help you figure that out, right? Knowing what your core values are. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of, I think I was until my mid-30s that anyone told me about core values, and that I could have values that were my own. That they weren't family values or religious values, or, I was like, wait, I can have my own values? I mean, maybe it didn't go quite like that, but it was, it was kind of this real, wow, okay, yeah, let's start there.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at Michele, and if there was emojis in here, there'd be like little hearts floating up past her head. She's got this smile on her face. She's like, yeah, I love it.
There'd be billions of little emojis flying. I'd look just like the Emoji Movie, just things flying all over the place. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Sorry, I was just picturing the heart emojis around your head. It's good. It's awesome. Yeah, there's lots of smiles in here.
Yeah, there are. There absolutely are.
So to work with you, so if someone was listening and they think, holy crap, like I love this. If they have heart emojis floating around their head as well right now from listening, what kind of things do you offer? I know that you have a couple different options, and you probably have a few more secret options.
You know what? I've got 2 options. I believe in keeping it simple.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Good. So I have a 6-week program designed to help people become gremlin tamers of their own. Nice. And it's an app-based program. So there's videos, there's an app that prompts you to do daily exercises, and then we have a weekly coaching call to help you process what you've been learning. It's an amazing program. I'd love to say that I created it, but I didn't. I'm authorized to offer it. Right. But it was actually a 10-year project by a man named Shirzad Shamin, who is a Stanford lecturer. He's an executive coach. And he's just an all-around smarty pants. Mm-hmm. And I would say this is probably his legacy work.
Amazing.
Really beautiful. So
it's good
there's
that he took the 10 years to do it, and you can just use it.
Exactly.
That's a long time.
Thanks, Shirzad.
Yeah. Thanks, Shirzad, for that.
And then the other option is a 6-month coaching engagement. And the reason that I make it 6 months is because 3 months is a little bit too little. Mm-hmm. Not everybody's going to necessarily need like a year, 9 months or a year. So 6 months gives us a really solid time frame to actually, ramp up, do some work, see some results, and then see if you want to keep going. Mm-hmm. This kind of change does take a little bit of time.
Totally.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people will get to a point where they want to make change in their life right now. Like, I'm hiring a coach because I can't stand where I am in life. I'm so stuck and I want change. And they come in and they're like, okay, what are we doing? How's this going to go? And, they're so excited and I love it. It's fabulous. And this kind of change does take time. So, yeah, really to give ourselves that time, come in, breathe, settle down.
Relax.
Let's get to know you. Mm-hmm. Like, not just me get to know you, but why don't you get to know you?
Right, which takes time sometimes.
It sure does.
A lot of time.
It does. Yeah.
So those 6-week and 6-month programs, are they group coaching calls or are they one-on-one?
That's a great question.
Thank you.
The 6-week is group,
okay,
and the 6-month is one-to-one.
One-to-one.
Yeah.
Amazing. Mm-hmm. Are you signing up, Michele?
Well, I'm definitely checking it out. It's interesting because you mentioned that you yourself had sought the assistance of a coach, like you had sought out a coach, mm-hmm. and I don't know if a lot of people realize that coaches use coaches, like they themselves also use coaches, and I'm just reminded now of I was listening to an episode of Brené Brown's podcast, Dare to Lead. And I forget the name of the person that she had on, but this person basically ended up coaching her through a problem right there. Like, talk about vulnerability and, oh my God. So she's there and like this woman is helping her. And you're like, Brené Brown is the person that everybody thinks knows everything. And like, everyone turns to her for all the advice and all the answers. And she's sitting here going, this is really uncomfortable. And anybody who works for me is not allowed to listen to this. But she goes right through this whole process with her. It was really cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've never listened to her.
Yeah, listening to a coaching demo is amazing. And I know the episode you're talking about, and I can't remember who it was.
Oh my gosh,
either,
I can't remember her name.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And it was very vulnerable, but it was a good example of, a very specific situation.
Yes.
But yeah, to kind of see like, what does that particular coaching look like? And every coach is different.
Yes.
And there's so many different types. I've only hired one sales coach, Sharon McNeil.
Yeah, Sharon
Rose. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best things I've ever done for my business. So it was very specific to my business.
Yeah.
Which I had, before someone had mentioned it, I had no idea that you could even hire a sales coach. I thought it was like life coach. That was one thing and that was it for coaches. But they're all like different niches and different areas, which is cool.
Yeah. And like Michele, you mentioned executive coaching, and then within life coaching, there can be mindset coaching. And like, there's so many different types of coaching that you can engage in and it all depends on what you're struggling with in life. Mm-hmm. Or it can even be, I'm not struggling. I don't know where I want to go from here.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to explore something new. So I don't know that I can do that on my own. And that's kind of, I was a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B when I hired my first coach, right? I felt kind of stuck and burnt out. And I just knew that I didn't want to stay where I was. And I couldn't figure out how I was going to make that shift on my own. I knew that I needed someone to kind of hold my hand.
Right.
Through that process of changing to whatever I was going to become.
And I'm guessing, having, been doing this for a few years now, the pandemic has probably been pretty good for business, because I think a lot of people are questioning what they want to do now.
There have been a lot of people questioning what they want in life, since the start of the pandemic. So yeah, I think, and I think it actually sparked the boom of new coaches as well, right? It gave a bunch of people the opportunity to go, what do I really want? What do I really want to do? What's the impact I want to make on the world? And for a lot of people, coaching feels like a good fit, right?
Yeah.
Like you're transforming people's lives on a regular basis.
And a lot of us are getting to that age where we're like, we're forging into the second half of our lives, and like, what do I want to do? It's not necessarily all about making as much money as I can and getting all of the titles and the awards and the whatever. It's about, like something you said, making a difference. I want to do something that is important to me and reflects my values and all those other things.
I think there's this beautiful awakening that happens around midlife, like in the 40s area, where you've maybe been, and this isn't everybody. Some people hit their stride, right out of the gate, and away they go. They know what they want. They follow it. They're happy all the way through. Bless those people.
I hate those people.
But for a lot of us, there's this, we've chased all the things, we've done all the things we were supposed to do, checked all the boxes, and we get to that place in midlife and we're like, well, I feel like I was supposed to be happy by now, or I feel like I was supposed to, hit this benchmark of success and I haven't got it yet. So like, have I failed? What am I supposed to do from this place?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's amazing. We're going to leave it at that. And if anyone listening wants to finish that conversation and get your own answers, Carmel, what is the best way to find you?
You can find me at speaknowcoaching.com. And I'm also quite, what do I want to say? I'm on LinkedIn quite a lot.
LinkedIn?
That's where I post the most. And it's just like Carmel Ecker.
Okay.
Yeah.
So LinkedIn, website, email. It's probably on your website.
Yeah. My email's on my website.
Okay.
I
We'll
think
put
my
all the
phone
links.
numbers on there too.
Okay, perfect. We'll
take
put all
phone
the
calls.
links in the write-up for this episode. And
It'll be on Facebook. It'll be on Instagram.
It'll be everywhere that we are. We're going to spam it.
And I have something free for people if they're interested. If you want to find out what your most prominent mental gremlins are, you can. I actually have a link to a free assessment on my website. And it's under the little mental fitness tab. And once you've done that, you can actually book in for a 30-minute session with me, and we can talk about your results and see if
it's a good fit.
You want to. And it won't be just about, do you want to take the program? It will be very much like, how do you see this impacting your life? So that even if you decide you don't want to take the program, that you've got a few tools in your tool belt to shift some things in your life. Yeah.
And that it was complimentary, you said?
Yes.
For that? Well, your website better blow up after this podcast.
I was saying, now I want to know, what are your gremlins, Chelsea?
I have none.
Liar!
Very common there. Okay, well, thank you so much, Carmel, for being our guest. It was lovely to have you here. And we will, we'll post all your stuff, and you'll be very busy with our 10 million followers that are going to book in, and it'll be great.
Fabulous. Well, this has been really fun. And I got cider out of the deal.
Right?
So
in a Dixie cup.
Thank you so much. How wonderful to see you again.
Yes, this was such a nice surprise. Like, I was like, I know this is going to go well because, Michelle's
why
here.
Wouldn't it? Oh, thanks. It wasn't going to go well because Chelsea's here. Only Michelle.
Well,
that note, we're going to end
that was just the extra surprise.
Thank you. Tune into us again.
Yeah, thanks for listening, and make sure to go follow all our fun social media pages and let us know what you thought of this episode. Thanks so much for listening to Don't Mind If We Do. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next week.